Namaste, welcome to Gita'skitchen. This year on 16th Saturday we will be celebrating Krishna Janmashtami. So come, let's get ready with our festival sweets and savories. Today I will show you one sweet, that is Manoharam, and one savory to the Thenkuzhal. Traditionally, whenever we make any of these sweets or bhakshanams, we need rice flour for making this tatte, seede, Thenkuzhal, etc. And this rice flour is generally homemade, that is processed rice flour, where we soak the rice, then drain it out, dry it in the shade, then make it into a powder, sieve it and keep ready. Today many of us don't have the time to do all that, or you don't have the time to go to a mill and get your rice made into a powder. So I am showing you a very simple method, which even if you are staying in some place where you don't have these facilities available, you can still make this and enjoy. So I am using Modak flour, that is known as kozhakattai, which is readily available online in many stores also. You can use any brand, I am not promoting any particular brand. So try using Modakam flour, you will get very good results just like the homemade process. Here I have taken 1 cup of yellow moong dal. We dry roast it over a low flame. It need not change color or anything. It has to become hot to touch. That is enough. Once it becomes hot to touch, remove it and cool it on a plate. See, now it has become hot to touch. I will switch it off and we will transfer it to cool down to room temperature. When it comes down to room temperature, we will grind it into a fine powder in our blender jar. See, we have ground the moong dal into a fine powder, but anyhow we will sieve it once. Now you can store this homemade moong dal flour in a clean dry jar and use as and when required. Our moong dal flour is now ready for use. So first we will measure out 1 cup of this rice flour or Modak flour, which I am using today. This is the homemade moong dal flour which I have just now prepared. We will use 1/4 cup of this. Since it is a sweet dish, I am just adding a small pinch of salt. That's all. We don't need salt for this. Mix the dry ingredients well together. Next, add in 1 teaspoon of unsalted butter at room temperature and mix this also well together with the flours. Next, add water a little at a time to make it into a soft dough. Bring it together to a dough like this. We will use our save press. So as always, grease the inside of the save press for making this. So we will grease that too. Place a portion of the dough in this. First we will begin by placing our Ganesha before we start. I have kept some oil for heating. When the oil is hot, reduce the flame to medium and then you can squeeze this directly in the oil like this. Just make it in a circular motion. See, after about a minute or two, you can carefully flip it over. when it is cooking, apart from the bubbling, you can hear the hissing sound also. When the hissing sound reduces, that means it is cooked and we can remove it. See, now the hissing sound has stopped and the bubbles have also reduced. These are simple tips for beginners to know when to remove it. Don't worry, because anyhow we are going to break it into pieces. That is why I used this particular plate for it. Similarly, squeeze out the remaining batches of dough also. Here, completed frying out all the thenkuzhals. See how nice and crisp it is. When it becomes cool enough to handle, just break it up into pieces like this. That's it. Now, take the jaggery in a pan, add a little bit of water, and then we have to make it into a thick syrup of hard ball stage. Jaggery has dissolved, it is boiling well, we can check the syrup. When you drop it in water, now see, you are able to collect it like this. When you roll the syrup into a ball and you hit it on a plate, you should hear the sound, a stone like sound. Perfect. First add a little bit, just quarter teaspoon of ghee in it, some cardamom powder for flavor. This is some dry ginger powder. I have chopped a few pieces of coconut into bits. See, lightly dry roast it to remove any excess moisture and add that also to the syrup. If you don't have coconut, don't worry, it is optional. You can just make with the cardamom powder and this dry ginger powder, it is shuk powder also. Now add in this fried thenkuzhal which we have broken into bits like this, a little at a time, and mix it together in the syrup. See, now we have added all the thenkuzhal into the syrup. It is very hot to handle now. Just wait for a few minutes. When it becomes a little warm, then we can make it into balls. What we can do, just take out little portions and keep it like this, because it is very hot. Later, when it becomes a little bit cool enough to handle, then we can shape them into urundais or balls. Smear a little bit of ghee in your palm like this. Now you can roll it into tight balls like this. This is known as Manoharam. See, when you smear your palm with some ghee, it will become easier to roll it into a ball. The color of this Manoharam depends on the color of the jaggery. If you get the nice dark jaggery which is known as Pagavelam, you will get a lovely darker color. But this is the jaggery I could get online. But of course the taste is very good. Color may be lighter or darker depending on the jaggery color. Likewise, we can roll the remaining Manoharam balls also. See, we have got about 15 Manoharams of this size. One other small tip, when you keep the syrup, to know if the syrup is perfect, I will show you. See, when you see it, when you keep the syrup, you will get this. Can you see that thread like formation? That means the stage of your syrup is perfect. Just as we make for our groundnut chicky, similar kind of stage. Our Janmashtami special sweet Manoharam is now ready to be offered to baby Krishna. Now using the same combination of flours, that is rice flour, Modakam flour or kozhakattai as we call it, and this homemade green gram dal flour, we will make a savory thenkuzhal. So 1 cup of rice flour, same proportion, 1/4 cup of this moong dal flour. There are some white till seeds, some hing powder, a little bit of cumin seeds or jeera, and salt to taste. Mix all the dry ingredients well together. Next add 1 teaspoon of unsalted butter at room temperature. Mix that also well. Now add in water a little at a time and make it into a soft dough. See, I have used slightly less than 1 cup of water. Now bring everything well together like this. The dough is now ready. Check if the oil is hot. Just put a small portion of the dough. It should slowly rise and come up to the surface like this. That means the temperature of the oil is fine. I am going to use this plate with these 3 small holes in it. As always, first grease the thenkuzhal mold very well. Now take a portion of the dough, press it into this, squeeze it out in a circular motion directly into the hot oil. Remember, once the oil is hot, reduce the flame to medium and then squeeze out the dough into the oil. Wait for a few minutes and then you can flip it over. See, when the bubbles start reducing and the sizzling sound also reduces, drain out the oil completely and keep your thenkuzhal aside. Likewise, make with the remaining dough also. See, are perfectly done Moong Dal Thenkuzhal. Drain this out from the oil. Likewise, make with the remaining dough. See, now we have completed making all the paitamav thenkuzhal, that is the moong dal thenkuzhal. I can show you how crispy it is. See here. Over the years, we have brought to you many recipes, seedai, thattai, and so different types of sweets and savories for Krishna Janmashtami. Apart from that, I have often shared some stories and anecdotes too. So please go to my channel playlist for Krishna Janmashtami and you can enjoy watching all those videos. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to Gita'skitchen and we'll meet again with another interesting video from Gita'skitchen. Thank you.